Chapter 4: Stitches in Silence. While Chris settled into university life, Timothy settled into something else: tailoring. It began quietly. After school, while his classmates played football on the field, Timothy would slip down the dusty street to Uncle Rashid's workshop. The small shop smelled of fabric and ironing coal, its walls lined with colourful materials stacked to the ceiling. The sound of the sewing machine, whirring, stopping, starting, was like music to Timothy. At first, he only watched. Uncle Rashid would laugh and say, "You like this thing, Timothy would nod, eyes glued to the steady movement of the needle. Then one evening, when the shop wasn't busy, Uncle Rashid pushed a piece of cloth toward him. "Sit down." Timothy's hands trembled as he guided the fabric under the needle. The stitches were crooked, but his smile was straight as sunrise. Something lit up inside him. From that day, he became a regular. He swept the shop, ran errands, and in return, Uncle Rashid taught him small techniques: hemming, cutting, ironing. Each new skill felt like a treasure. But at home, Timothy hid it. Papa would never understand. Whenever Papa asked about school, Timothy would mumble, "It's fine," and retreat to his room. There, under the mattress, his sketchbook grew fatter, filled with designs of suits, gowns, school uniforms, ugbadas. His imagination stretched far beyond their small town. One afternoon, Mama walked in on him, pencil in hand, shading a design. She paused, looking over his shoulder. "Timmy, this is beautiful." Timothy looked up, startled. "Mama, please don't tell Papa." She smiled sadly. "Your father is stubborn, but God sees everything. Keep going, my son. One day, the world will notice what you carry." Those words became his secret fuel. Meanwhile, letters from Chris kept arriving, but their tone had changed. At first, they had been full of excitement, campus events, friends, lecturers. Now, they grew shorter, less cheerful. Sometimes weeks passed with no letter at all. Papa noticed but brushed it aside. "He's busy." "That's what serious students do," he said, pride clouding his judgment. But Timothy noticed something else: Mama's growing worry. She would sit by the window at night, staring at the road as if waiting for answers to arrive. Timothy didn't press her. He only doubled down on his secret apprenticeship. His stitches growing straighter, his hands steadier, his heart fuller. Yet, even as he worked, a strange heaviness loomed over the family, like storm clouds gathering beyond the horizon, waiting for the right time to break. And when Chris finally returned home for the holidays, the storm came closer than Timothy could ever have imagined. Chapter 5: Cracks in the Golden Boy. The December air was cooler than usual, and Mama had been cleaning the house for days. Chris was coming home for the holidays. Papa's excitement filled every corner of the house. He bought 2 chickens and even ordered crates of malt drinks. "My son is coming," he kept saying, his voice thick with pride. "Our graduate in waiting." When Chris finally walked through the gate, the whole compound seemed to come alive. Neighbors trooped in to welcome him, clapping him on the back, calling him Professor, Doctor, Engineer. Chris smiled politely, but his eyes didn't sparkle the way they once did. Timothy noticed. There was something in his brother's face, a weight behind his forced grin. His shoulders sagged, and his laughter was thin, almost hollow. Still, Papa didn't see it. He was blinded by his dreams for Chris. "Come sit, eat," Papa insisted. "Tell us about school." Chris spoke, but his words were short, distracted. He spent long hours locked up in his room, claiming he was tired from exams. One evening, after most of the house had gone to sleep, Timothy stepped outside to fetch water from the backyard. That was when he heard it, a rustling sound, muffled coughing, and then sniffing. Curious, he tiptoed closer. There, behind the mango tree, half hidden in the shadows, was Chris. His eyes were red and watery, his hands trembling as he pressed a nylon bag to his face. His chest rose and fell rapidly, as though he were chasing air that kept escaping him. Timothy froze. His heart pounded in his chest. What is this? Before he could move, Chris noticed him. "Tim, what are you doing here?" Chris's voice was sharp, defensive. Timothy stammered, I came for water." His eyes lingered on the bag in his brother's hand. Chris quickly shoved it behind him, trying to act normal. "Don't tell anyone, okay?" "Just don't," Timothy nodded, though confusion clouded his mind. He went back inside, but sleep refused to come. His brother, the one Papa paraded as the family's savior, was hiding something dangerous. The next morning, the secret cracked open. Papa had gone to look for his wristwatch, the silver one he wore only on Sundays. It was gone. Then Mama noticed her gold earrings missing from the small tin in her wardrobe. At first, they thought it was carelessness. Until Papa entered Chris's room unannounced that afternoon and found the earrings in his drawer. The shouting shook the house. "Chris, my own son, is this how you repay us? Stealing!" Papa roared, his face red with anger and heartbreak. Chris broke down, tears streaming down his face. "I didn't want to, I just needed—" His voice cracked, unable to finish. Mama covered her mouth, trembling. Timothy stood by the door, silent, watching the world he thought he knew crumble into pieces. For the first time, the golden boy's shine dimmed before their very eyes, and it was only the beginning. Chapter 6. When the Walls Fell. The house was heavy with silence. After Papa had found the earrings in Chris's drawer, no one touched their dinner. The rice Mama had cooked sat untouched, the aroma wasted on trembling stomachs. Papa paced the living room like a caged lion, his hands on his head, muttering, "My own son, my own blood." Chris sat slumped in a corner, his eyes red, his hands twitching. He looked smaller, weaker, nothing like the shining son Papa had raised high before the world. Timothy sat on the floor near the doorway, his knees drawn to his chest. He wished it was a bad dream, that in the morning Chris would be the same hero he used to look up to. But the nylon bag in the backyard, the stolen jewelry, it was all too real. Finally, Papa stopped pacing. His voice cracked as he turned to Chris. "Tell me, what have you done to yourself?" Chris's lips trembled. "Papa, I didn't plan it. It started small, with friends in school. They said it would help me relax, help me cope with stress. I thought I could control it, but now I can't stop." Papa's face contorted in pain. "Drugs?" His voice thundered through the house. "After everything I sacrificed? After I sold my land? After I borrowed money just to give you the best life?" His voice broke. "This is what you bring back to me." Mama burst into tears, her wrapper sliding off her shoulder as she dropped to her knees. "Oh, Chris, why didn't you tell us?" Why carry this burden alone? Chris bowed his head, sobbing. "Because I didn't want to disappoint you. You all expected me to be perfect. Everyone said I was the savior of this family, but the pressure, it was too much. I just wanted escape." Papa staggered backward, clutching his chest. His face went pale. Timothy leapt up. "Papa, Mama, something is wrong." Papa collapsed into the chair, his body trembling. Sweat beaded on his forehead. He gasped for air, clutching his chest tighter. "Jesus, he's having a stroke!" Mama screamed. She ran to him, shaking his shoulders. Timothy bolted outside, shouting for help. Neighbors rushed in, lifting Papa into a car. Chris tried to follow, but his body shook so badly he could barely stand. His shame hung in the air like smoke. At the hospital, the doctor confirmed it. Papa had suffered a mild stroke. His left arm was weak, his speech slurred. The man who had once boasted of his first son now lay on a hospital bed, fragile and broken. Back at home that night, Mama wept until her eyes swelled shut. Chris stayed locked in his room, guilt gnawing at him. Timothy sat by the window, staring into the dark street, his mind heavy. Life as he knew it had cracked open. The golden boy had stumbled, and the whole family had fallen with him. And Timothy knew this was only the beginning of their storm.